Good morning or good evening. Welcome to my first ASMR video. I have been watching ASMR for probably 7 years at this point, and it has been such a blessing to me to help me fall asleep and to relax. And I've been told before that my voice can be quite calming, and knowing for myself that I search for all different channels and I subscribe to so many different ASMR artists, I thought that perhaps it would be time for me to put out my own videos just in case the content I create or the way that my voices resonates with anyone. But either way, I think it's just something that I've always really enjoyed listening to and would like to be a part of. So I need to apologize for the state of this little poetry book. It is probably 10 years or 11 years old at this point. I purchased it when I was on a field trip to an art museum, and there's always the gift shops with tons of poetry and art books, and I saw this and, absolutely fell in love with it. It was the first time I read anything by Pablo Neruda, but I have quite a few favorite poems in here. So, yeah, there might be some background noise. I do live in the city. I have neighbors upstairs and downstairs, and I also have 2 kittens, so there might be some background noise, but hopefully that doesn't detract too much from being able to enjoy some nice poems from Pablo Neruda. So I'll just read them randomly. And I'm going to be reading the English version because I unfortunately do not speak Spanish. I do know a bit of Italian and French, but unfortunately I do not have the skill set for any Spanish. The Queen. I have named you Queen. There are taller ones than you, taller. There are purer ones than you, purer. There are lovelier than you, lovelier. But you are the Queen. When you go through the streets, no one recognizes you. No one sees your crystal crown. No one looks at the carpet of red gold that you tread as you pass, the non-existent carpet. And when you appear, all the river sound in my body, bells shake the sky, and a hymn fills the world. Only you and I, my love, listen to it. Your hands. When your hands go out, love, toward mine, what do they bring me flying? Why did they stop at my mouth suddenly? Why do I recognize them? As if then, before I had touched them, as if before they existed, they had passed over my forehead, my waist. Their softness came flying over time, over the sea, over the smoke, over the spring. And when you placed your hand on my chest, I recognized those golden dove wings, and I recognized that clay and that color of wheat. All the years of my life, I walked around looking for them. I went up the stairs, I crossed the roads, trains carried me, waters brought me, and in the skin of the grapes, I thought I touched you. The wood suddenly brought me your touch. The almond announced to me your secret softness, until your hands closed on my chest, and there were 2 wings. They ended their journey. Your laughter. Take bread away from me if you wish. Take air away, but do not take from me your laughter. Do not take away the rose, the lance flower that you pluck, the water that suddenly bursts forth in your joy, the sudden wave of silver born in you. My struggle is harsh and I come back, with eyes tired at times from having seen the unchanging earth. But when your laughter enters, it rises to the sky seeking me, and it opens for me all the doors of life. My love, in the darkest hour your laughter opens, and if suddenly, and you see my blood staining the stones of the street, laugh, because your laughter will be for my hands like a fresh sword. Next to the sea in the autumn, your laughter must raise its foamy cascade, and in the spring, love, I want your laughter like the flowers I was waiting for, the blue flower, the rose of my echoing country. Laugh at the night, at the day, at the moon. Laugh at the twisted streets of the island. Laugh at this clumsy boy who loves you. But when I open my eyes and I close them, when my steps go, when my steps return, deny me bread, air, light, spring, but never your laughter, for I would die. Night on the island. All night I slept with you, next to the sea on the island. Wild and sweet, you were between pleasure and sleep, between fire and water. Perhaps very late, our dreams joined, at the top or at the bottom, up above like branches moved by a common wind, down below like red roots that touched. Perhaps your dream drifted from mine, and through the dark sea was seeking me as before, when you did not yet exist, when without sighting you, I sailed by your side, and your eyes sought, what now? Bread, wine, love, and anger. I heap upon you, because you are the cup that was waiting for the gifts of my life. I have slept with you all night long while the dark earth spins, and the living and the dead, and on waking suddenly in the midst of the shadow, my arm encircled your waist. Neither night nor sleep could separate us. I have slept with you, and on waking, your mouth, come from your dream, gave me the taste of earth, of seawater, of seaweed, of the depths of your life, and I received your kiss, moistened by the dawn, as if it came to me from the sea that surrounds us. You can probably hear my kittens jumping around in the back. Wind on the island. The wind is a horse. Hear how he runs through the sea, through the sky. He wants to take me. Listen, how he roves the world to take me far away. Hide me in your arms just for this night, while the rain breaks against sea and earth its innumerable mouth. Listen how the wind calls to me galloping to take me far away. With your brow on my brow, with your mouth on my mouth, our bodies tied to the love that consumes us. Let the wind pass and not take me away. Let the wind rush, crowned with foam. Let it call to me and seek me, galloping in the shadow, while I sunk beneath your big eyes, just for this night shall rest my love. The stolen branch. In the night while we shall go in to steal a flowering branch, we shall climb over the wall in the darkness of a private garden, two shadows in the shadow. Winter's not yet gone, and the apple tree appears, suddenly changed into a cascade of fragrant stars. In the night we shall go in to its trembling firmament, and your little hands and mine will steal the stars. And silently to our house, in the night and the shadow, with your steps will enter, perfumed silent step, and with starry feet, the clear body of spring. Now I'm just looking for my favorite one, but this looks nice until then. Always facing you, I am not jealous. Come with a man at your back. Come with 100 men in your hair. Come with 1,000 men between your bosom and your feet. Come like a river filled with drowned men that meets the furious sea, the eternal foam, the weather. Bring them all where I wait for you. We shall always be alone. We shall always be, you and I, alone upon the earth to begin life. The dream. Walking on the sands, I decided to leave you. I was treading a dark clay that I trampled, and I, sinking and coming out, decided that you should come out of me and that you were weighing me down like a cutting stone. And I worked out your loss, step by step, to cut off your roots, to release you alone into the wind. In that minute, my dear, a dream with its terrible wings was covering you. You felt yourself swallowed by the clay, and you called to me, and I did not come, and you were going, motionless, without defending yourself, until you were smothered in the quicksand. Afterwards, my decision encountered your dream, and from the rupture that was breaking our hearts, and we came forth clean again, naked, loving each other, without dream, without sand, complete and radiant, sealed by fire. This is my favorite one. If you forget me, I want you to know one thing. You know how this is. If I look at the crystal moon, at the red branch of the slow autumn at my window, if I touch near the fire the impalpable ash or the wrinkled body of the log, everything carries me to you, as if everything that exists, aromas, light, metals, or little boats that sail toward those isles of yours that wait for me. Well now, if little by little you stop loving me, I shall stop loving you little by little. If suddenly you forget me, do not look for me, for I shall have already forgotten you. If you think it long and mad, the wind of banners that pass through my life, and you decide to leave me at the shore of the heart where I have roots, remember that on that day, at that hour, I shall lift my arms and my roots will set off to seek another land. But if each day, each hour, you feel that you are destined for me with implacable sweetness, if each day a flower climbs to your lips to seek me, my love, on my own, in me all that fire is repeated, in me nothing is extinguished or forgotten. My love feeds on your love, beloved, and as long as you live it will be in your arms without leaving mine. I think that's good for the first one. I can always come back to this book or purchase a new one or find poems online, but I hope that you have enjoyed this and that you found it relaxing, maybe even put you to sleep. I apologize for all the background noises. If there seem to be a lot of people that come to this channel, I'll probably invest in an actual microphone instead of using my earbuds, and also do it at an hour when my upstairs neighbor isn't jumping around. But I wish you a very wonderful day or evening, and that you sleep well. Thank you.